Adeo Ressi, CEO of thefunded.com and the Founder Institute. You were talking here in Singapore at Global Entropolis about the next big thing. What would you say is the next big thing?
There's a lot of innovation around the grid, electric generation, and transmission. So it's pretty clear within the next 10 years that there'll be some major innovations in that area, from new models of electric cars, which are already working their way to the market, to, on the other hand, simple things like local metering of your house so that you can intelligently cycle appliances and other electronic devices in the home, saving you, hundreds of dollars a month in electric bills. There's a ton of innovation on the internet as well. There's been the release of Facebook Connect and Facebook's dominance, and that's creating opportunities for companies to release products and services that don't require you to set up an account, because you can use your Facebook account to log in. These companies then can identify your friends through the social graph. So you're going to see innovations in retail, innovations in publishing, all leveraging these new technologies and new methodologies in the internet. So I would say the next 10 years are going to be very exciting.
In the session, you made a pretty bold statement saying Google is in trouble. What did you mean by that?
Well, the very fact that Facebook has gotten as large as it is, and it does not rely on any of the Google infrastructure, is an indication that Google is in trouble. In addition, Twitter is also getting very large, and it also has nothing to do with the Google infrastructure. So I think you're seeing very large competing networks that have no affiliation with Google, and therefore threaten Google's dominance in the world.
Are you seriously suggesting then that Google may be in decline?
Google's already in decline. They're losing talent to the hot startups in Silicon Valley, and they're losing advertisers to Facebook. The Facebook advertising system is vastly superior today to the Google advertising system. Now, the Google advertising system, when it came out, was vastly superior to everything else, and it took a number of years, and then Google became in a prominent position. But if you just look today at the results, the ability to target, there's no question that Google is a few steps behind some of its competitors.
In the session you also spoke about online education as being a potential next big thing. What precisely were you thinking of?
Online education in particular is an obvious thing to happen, right? Classic education has students in classrooms learning through traditional means that could already today be enhanced through games and other sort of digital interaction. So then if you think about it, so in the classroom you can use these tools to improve it, but the bandwidth and the access is so widespread, honestly you don't even need the classroom to begin with, and arguably in some situations you can provide a better experience without a classroom.
And that's mainly through the integration of video?
There's a whole wide range of things. There's a company that is looking to let amateur people with different skills, such as cooking, sell training sessions to others and then get rated so that they could essentially become more professional educators. We've got another company called Udemy, which has a comprehensive e-learning suite that rivals some things that the popular e-learning universities like University of Phoenix offer. So from online videos to marketplaces to information portals, there's really a massive amount of innovation happening in education, particularly online.
You mentioned a resurgence of entrepreneurship, but presumably entrepreneurs are having a tough time in the States at the moment because of the financial crisis.
It's always difficult for entrepreneurs, and there's no question that today the money coming into the venture firms is at 15-year lows. Their spending, however, is slightly greater. So they're raising about half as much money as they're spending, but they're spending about half as much as they were in just 2008. So there's been a decline in the spend and a larger decline in the amount of money going into venture capital. So what you're going to see over the next 18 to 24 months is a massive shrinking in the amount of venture capital being deployed, possibly half or a quarter as much as being deployed today. So this is the last boom period for quite some time in venture capital, and probably by late 2011, early 2012, the amount of money being invested by that group will be negligible.
But you've been quoted as saying that angel investors are picking up some of the slack. To what extent are they doing that?
Well, when you're talking about as much as a 75% decline or more off the peak, it will be very hard for any other type of investor to come in and fill that hole. Because we're talking about many tens of billions, multiple tens of billions of dollars a year that would need to be replaced. So right now, angels have come in and brought the funding levels back up to about 80% of what they were in 2008, because as the venture capitalists pulled back, the angels took advantage of the opportunities. Now, so keep in mind that there's always a number of great companies being formed looking for funding. So I actually believe that as long as there are great companies being made in the world, they will find the funding necessary to build and grow. So I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I don't think you look at the amount of money by venture capital plus the amount of money offered by angel investors, and then we reverse out how many companies can be formed. If there are 5,000 great companies formed, I believe that the vast majority of them will get funding as long as they're great.
But there would be a shortfall, and possibly there could still be a shakeout. But you're saying then that the good companies would still thrive.
Sure. So, but keep in mind that there's a lot of capital in the world looking for a place to go. So it could be classic private equity firms that come in and fill the void because they are having a difficult time finding the same returns with the new regulations being proposed. It could be governments that want to spawn innovation and entrepreneurship in a region that come in and fund these companies. So there's no shortage of money to fund the companies. It's just a matter of who is going to be the white knight as the venture capital asset class declines to come in and fill the void.
Adeo Ressi of thefunded.com and Founder Institute, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.